Okay, my friends, this is the most special show of the year. It's, in some ways, I say this every year, I'm like a broken record, but it's true. In some ways, it's the easiest show in the sense of there's no massive show prep. We're not dealing with breaking news, nothing of that sort where we got to, get together 15, 20 clips to play on the air. But in many ways, for me, it's the most difficult show of the year because it's the most emotionally draining, exhausting show of the year. And that, of course, is our annual Radiothon here at the great WRKO to support disabled American veterans, DAV, our wonderful vets, our wonderful disabled vets, our great patriots and heroes. And it's something now that we have been doing here at WRKO, really spearheaded by the Kuhner Report. This is something very dear to me, very dear to everyone who works on this show. We want to show a little something of our appreciation and, frankly, love and gratitude for the immense sacrifices that our veterans have made for our country, for our freedoms, really for freedom around the world. And so we raise money to help the DAV, who help, obviously, disabled American veterans. And we do it proudly and happily every single year. And joining me now is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Dan Stack. You know him. You love him. He's been with us now for years and years and years. Really, he is the heart and soul of the DAV. Dan, before I get to you, he's the Chief Executive Officer for the DAV Department of Massachusetts. He has worked for the DAV for over 50 years. Dan is a Vietnam veteran. He served in the Air Force. He's a proud veteran. And this hour of the DAV is brought to you by Wilson Farm in Lexington. So they are sponsoring this hour, and I want to give a big thank you, big shout out to Wilson Farm in Lexington. Dan, welcome. It is great to see you again. You always look great every time I see you. And I got to ask you, how are you? And for everybody listening in this Radiothon who want to give to the disabled American veterans, why should they give to the vets and specifically the DAV?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the nice compliment of how I look this morning after spilling coffee all over myself driving in. It's not that good, but thank God this is the radio and we don't have to worry about how I look. Why should you give to the DAV? Because the DAV has been here for 120 years. Over 100 years, excuse me. That alone tells veterans and veterans' families that we're here to stay, that our mission is a mission of giving back to veterans, of taking care of them, whether it be taking care of their claims before the Veterans Administrations. Our national service officers are like paralegally trained workman compensation attorneys. They dig into the medical evidence. They present the case to the VA so the veteran can get the maximum compensation that he is deserving of. I know there are many of you out there that say, well, why would we do that? We have the Veterans Administration. Because, like anything else, you have insurance, but that doesn't mean your insurance company is going to take care of you. You need an advocate, and that advocate is the DAV. They fight very hard with the Veterans Administration to make sure you get the compensation you deserve. We have our transportation program where veterans that are in need of getting to and from the VA for their medical appointments, we try to transport them with volunteer drivers to and from their home to make sure that they get the wellness care that the VA gives.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible, Dan.
And as you know, in the last 5 years, we started a housing program. Most of the housing is in Gardner and Leominster, Mass. We're very proud of that and what we do with those, helping veterans and families that basically would not have a home to provide them with one and then get them on the right road and track to independent living so they can purchase their own home. And as we're very proud of the fact that we have had 5 veterans move out of our facility by purchasing their own home. So, that really makes a difference when you're able to take somebody that has been literally almost on the street or on the street and then provide them with the tools that they need to gain independent living for their family so that they can own their own home and get back into society, back into the society they fought to serve for, back into the society that owes to them, but they're not asking for anything. They're really just trying to be a member of society and be productive. So that's what we do. And yes, we do need the support of the public. Fortunately, the public has supported the DAV for over that 100 years. We don't get any federal funding. The DAV gets no federal funding.
Not a cent. Not a federal cent.
It has been the American public that has supported the DAV. It has been the American public that has allowed us to be able to provide the services that we provide because of the American public and their generosity, because the American public, left, right, down the center, doesn't matter. They care about veterans, and they want to make sure veterans are taken care of.
God bless you. And really, to all of you in Kuhner country, I know every year many of you give so generously. I thank you every year. I thank you now. Please, if you can, I know times are tough. I know, inflation, cost of living is still high. But anything would be immensely appreciated. Please, if you want to give. This is an incredible organization. They do incredible work for disabled veterans. You have no idea how many veterans they help. So please call now if you want to donate. 978-632-1985. That's 978-632-1985. Or if you want to donate online, go to DAV5, the number 5, K, the letter K. So DAV5K.Boston. DAV5K.Boston. Dan, I know there's a big 5K run tomorrow. It's an annual tradition now in Boston. I think we're looking at 15,000 runners. For the audience listening out there, why the 5K run, and why has it become something so big, so grand, and so special?
We're very, very fortunate that over the past 10 years, we have had the support of Channel 4, WBZ, and Lisa Hughes. She was at the very, very first run and has helped us progress all these 10 years. One of the reasons that this run is so great is the fact that most of the veterans or the veterans' families that come in wear bibs, and on those bibs they state why they're running. I'm running for my dad. I'm running for my brother or my sister. Want somebody that has served, either in memory or in honor of them. And I think when I see those bibs coming across that finish line, it just breaks my heart, because I know that is a veteran that someone has served with, someone who may have lost their life, and that they are not forgotten by the families and the friends that they had. Those continue on. And I think that's the biggest thing that the DAV 5K does, is it brings awareness to everyone around. Through all of the ads that we put on the air, through all the billboards, and more importantly, through the social media, that the people that care about the veterans that serve show up. This year alone, we have over 435 veterans coming to the affair.
That's incredible.
And that's fantastic. Veterans supporting veterans once again, and that's the biggest part of our community.
Dan, if people want to show up, show their support tomorrow, where exactly is the 5K run being held, and at what time?
It's going to be at 10 a.m. is when we have a shotgun start. Unfortunately, due to the government shutdown, we normally have the howitzer that starts us off. But we're very fortunate this year, just like in 1776, the Concord Minutemen are coming to do the gun salute so we can start our run. So it's going to be at Fort Independence in South Boston, Castle Island, and we're very grateful to the DCR, the Department of Conservation and Recreation, for allowing us to have our run there. They do a fantastic job helping us set up and get everything going there, so it's great.
If you want to give, please, and I can't tell you how many times disabled veterans have told me, It's not the amount that counts. It's the thought. Just the fact that the phone rings, that there's even a $2, $5, $10 contribution, that they have not been forgotten. So Kuhner Country, they were there for us. Let's be there for them. Call now, 978-632-1985, or visit dav5k.boston, DAV, the number 5, the letter K, dav5k.boston. Sitting to my right is a super special guest, and it's my son, Ashton Lewis Kuhner. It is the first time he is with me in studio while I'm doing this incredible radiothon. He wanted to show his support for the veterans, for the DAV, and he insisted on coming in today. Woke up in the middle of the night. Ashton, can you just say a quick hi? Just say hi. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's Bulldozer. Again, one of our most special shows of the year. I've got Dan Stack. He is the Chief Executive Officer for the DAV Department of Massachusetts on my left. And, of course, a very special day for me. I've got my wonderful son, Ashton. First time he is now in studio with me live. He insisted on coming in. He got up in the middle of the night, happily, I may add, to come in here, be in studio, and show his support, not just for the show today, but for our vets and our disabled American vets. Okay, if you want to donate, and please, whatever you can give is tremendously appreciated. 978-632-1985 is the number. 978-632-1985. Or if you prefer, you can give online. Go to dav5k.boston. DAV, the number 5, K as in the letter K, .Boston. Before I go to Dan, Ashton, welcome to the Kuhner Report. How are you, my son?
I'm doing good today. I'm glad to be here today. God bless America. God bless the vets. God bless the DAV for being great for the veterans.
Well, that's very kind of you, Ashton. And I just want to ask you something. You know, you should be in school today, but that's okay. You said, no, Dad, I want to come in today. I want to show my support. Why do you care so much for our veterans? And why do you care so much for our disabled veterans and the DAV?
Well, our disabled veterans they fought for our country. They suffered. Some of them sadly passed away, but well, the people that serve, I believe they should be blessed. They deserve better than to suffer for fighting for our country. They served and they fought against others and served to help the country.
And now, in their time of need, right, we should be supporting them. Correct, Ashton?
Yes, they supported us when we were in war. They went to other places around the world. In my personal opinion, they should be helped and supported. And you should donate to the DAV, and you should listen to my father on iHeartRadio.
Well said, Ashton. Well said. Okay. So yeah, he's completely right. These veterans were there for us. Let us now be there for them and let them know they have not been forgotten. So again, whatever you want to donate is tremendously appreciated. 978-632-1985. You can also go online, donate there as well. DAV5k.Boston. And again, this hour of the WRKO DAV Radiothon is brought to you by Wilson Farm in Lexington. Dan, we've got a caller on the line. Before I go to him, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you very much, Ashton, for your kind words about what veterans go through. And definitely I want to thank Wilson Farms. I've shopped there, so I really appreciate your support for this particular hour. And I would also like to thank all of the volunteers that have gotten up very early this morning that are right now waiting to take your call. Some of them are Kayla, Rochelle, Allie, Deb, Chris, Jay, Phil, Donna. They're there waiting for your call. They're part of my staff. They work very, very hard on behalf of veterans, and I'm very grateful to have them there this morning, and I hope you'll make a call and make a donation.
978-632-1985. Or again, if you want to go online, dav5k.boston. Okay, let's go to John in Marshfield. John, you've been holding patiently. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I just wanted to share a couple of things with you this morning. And one is I am a veteran, but I really don't consider myself a veteran because I didn't fight. I mean, I believe the people that actually went over there and fought are the real heroes. And I'm not a disabled veteran. I'm a veteran that's disabled. I finally, I guess, retired about 10, 11 years ago forcibly. And finally, life for me is beautiful. And of course, thanks to Trump getting in office, of course. And I wanted to thank you for everything that you do. I mean, I love you in a non-sexual way, of course. I've been listening to you for about 15 years, and I can't believe I finally heard Ashton's voice, and he sounds like a grown-up.
Yeah, he's 15 years old now. Yeah, just turned 15 a couple months ago.
He was born. Wow, that's just wow. I've called in once or twice, but that's enough. I just wanted to start the day off on a good note, and now that I can finally afford to give back to all my brothers and sisters, I would like to start the day with a $1,000 donation.
Wow, John. Thank you. John, that is a very, very generous donation. And I want to thank you for your service. And John, you were very eloquent, very powerful. I have to say, I slightly disagree with you. To me, a vet is a vet is a vet, and all vets are heroes, whether they served in war or not. And honestly, John, I'll tell you why. Because when you signed up, you didn't know whether you were going to go to a war or not, whether you'd go to a battlefield or not. But you volunteered, you signed up knowing that risk. To me, that alone makes you a hero. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's Bulldozer, our annual radiothon here on WRKO to benefit disabled American veterans. If you want to donate, we're off to a very good start. The lines apparently are blazing. Please, let's keep it up. 978-632-1985 if you want to give. You can also go to dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. And please, I want to stress to everybody in Kuhner country, it's not the amount that you give. It's the fact that you give. That's what the vets really value, that they are not forgotten, that they are remembered. So no amount is too small. Obviously, we'd love, a 50, 100, 250, 500, even $1,000 donation. Don't get me wrong. Money pays for the transportation for these veterans, helping these veterans, getting them access to health care, medical care, food, everything, benefits that they've earned and are deserving and entitled to. But any amount, no amount is too small. 978-632-1985. We've got Phil Nadeau on the line, but before we go to Phil, Dan, who is the chief, he is the chief executive officer, the CEO for the DAV Department of Massachusetts. Dan, I know you wanted to say something in response to the last caller we had who said, hey, I'm a veteran, but I never really served, so I don't really feel like a true veteran.
And, John, I just want to thank you first and foremost for your $1,000 donation. That was above and beyond, and we really appreciate it. But more importantly, I want you to know that all combat veterans that I have ever served with have let me know that every veteran that serves helped them. you got to keep in mind that it is not just the veteran that is out there fighting. It takes everybody behind him to make sure that he has everything he needs so that he is able to bring the fight to the enemy. That being whether you're sitting in an office or basically if you're out there prepping an airplane or you're prepping food supplies that has to go to the front lines. Everybody that serves contributes to whatever we do in the service, and everyone is a veteran. And I don't care whether you're a combat veteran or not, every combat veteran will tell you that your service meant a great deal to them. So again, John, thank you very much, and I am very proud to say that you are a veteran and a great veteran, in my opinion.
Amen. Amen. Very well said. Really well said, Dan. Okay, just again, this hour of the DAV radiothon to benefit the disabled American veterans here on WRKO is brought to you by Wilson Farm in Lexington. And on the phone with us now is Phil Nadeau. He is 2nd Junior Vice Commander, U.S. Air Force, and a Iraq War veteran. Phil, it's great to hear from you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Phil, before I even start this interview, I just want to thank you for your service, for your courage, your heroism, and your patriotism. And I've got to ask you, Phil, if you could just talk a little bit about your transition from the military and how did the DAV assist you in particular? How were they there for you?
So I retired from the United States Air Force in 2005, sorry. And in 2010, I had a nervous breakdown from PTSD. And I ended up trying to commit suicide, which I talked about before. And the DAV stepped in to help me with that, help me get a claim in. By getting that claim in and helping me with my disability, I was able to get some help, which is very important, especially for mental health. And then today, now I help the veterans back. I'm a CSO. I write claims for veterans every day. I do about 20 claims a month. Since June, I've got about 100 claims in for veterans. I try to help them as much as I can.
Phil, if I'm getting too personal, please tell me. I promise I won't be offended. But what drove you to the point? I know PSD is very debilitating. People, it's just horrifying. The panic attacks, the inability for many to sleep at night, the night sweats, the terrors, the night terrors, and after a while, it just grinds you down. But what led you to the point where you were contemplating suicide?
It was just in the desert. Where I was, it was 120 degrees every day, 210 on the asphalt every day. We did EROs, so engine run, unload, offload. And the day that this happened it was in July. I was driving on the Pike, and the Pike, a lot of it is cement, so it was just flashbacks from being over in the desert of the same color. And the heat, it was 103 degrees that day. I'll never forget it. I was coming back from work and just everything building up from work and from having flashbacks. I just couldn't take it anymore. Plus I have tinnitus constant ringing in my ears, and that drives me nuts all the time. So finally I went in my backyard.
Yeah, I understand. It scared the hell out of you. Sorry, Phil. If we swear, we get fined. But I understand. So God saved you that day. The gun jammed, and I think you confronting the possibility of death scared the hell out of you. And then you said, "I've got to get help." Correct, Phil?
And last October, I had a small nervous breakdown, and Mike Viela helped me out and got me some help at Northampton VA. I did a 6-week inpatient this past February, which has changed my life. I just let things roll off my back now, and I help even more veterans every day.
Good for you. Good for you. I got to ask you, Phil, why did you choose the DAV? and we have a lot of vets who listen, a lot of disabled vets who listen. Why would you recommend a fellow veteran to contact the DAV? What's so special about the DAV?
Well, the DAV is the one that stepped in to help me, number one. Nobody else would. And I was part of the American Legion. They didn't do anything. They didn't even make a phone call to me. Just some friends from the DAV stepped up. I recommend the DAV because they care all the way to the end. We have a lot of programs where we have fellow veterans that go to their homes and like cut their grass, but they can see what's going on with the veteran. And so if the veteran has other needs, we can help them. They can come back, tell us what they need, and we'll go back and help that veteran even more. We have a thing called Gutters to Shutters. We go to people's homes, do small minor repairs or cut their lawn or shovel their snow. I just started that program with Worcester Chapter 4 a couple months ago, and it's been pretty successful. We've helped quite a few people. But any other needs we see that they need, we'll get them help from the other areas that we have, transportation, housing. That's all very important, especially now the way people need each other more and more.
Phil, God was with you on that day. And thank the Lord your gun jammed, because we are so happy and blessed that you are still with us. And to everybody listening out there, please, this is what your donation does. It helps people like Phil, our returning veterans who are battling PTSD, mental health issues, or depression, or maybe even suicidal thoughts. Get them the help that they need, the help that they earned, frankly, the help that we owe them. And these are they put everything on the line for us. Please, let's not forget them. So whatever you can give, please give. There are so many people like Phil out there. So again, the number 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985 if you want to donate to the DAV, or if you want to do it online, and many of you are now doing it online, which is fine, obviously. Go to dav5k.boston, DAV, the number 5, the letter K, dav5k.boston. Phil, you're a very special man. You're a true patriot. You're a hero. You're a role model. We've only got about 30 seconds, but I know Dan wants to say a quick word. Go ahead, Dan.
Since Phil has been with the disabled American veterans, all he has ever done is given back to his fellow veterans. Phil, God bless you, and thanks for being a member of the DAV. Love you, buddy. Take care.
I greatly appreciate you and everything the DAV has done for me, and I'm going to keep doing it till the day I die. No veteran left behind, and it's not about us, it's about them.
Phil, again, thank you for your service. You're truly a great American. God bless you, my friend. Here on the great WRKO, and this hour is brought to you by Wilson Farm in Lexington. And really special show for me today. I always love to do this show, obviously, to benefit and help our incredible disabled veterans. I've got Dan Stack, the CEO of DAV Massachusetts, on my left, and my son, Ashton, 15 years old. First time ever. He's with his dad, his old man, in the studio. And so, he's getting a little tired now, though. He's starting to see what my life is like. He goes, Dad, wow, it doesn't feel like 6:50, Dad. Because he's been up for hours. Well, now you know. Now, welcome to my life, Ashton. Okay, joining us now, you want to talk about a warrior. Joining us now is Corey Hasselman, former resident of DAV Veterans Advancement Program. He is a Marine Corps veteran. Corey, I know you're very busy. Thank you so much for calling in. And again, I want to thank you for your incredible heroism, sacrifice, and service. Corey, for everyone listening, wondering why should they give to the DAV, And by the way, you can call 978-632-1985 if you want to donate. People are waiting to take your call, to take your donations. 978-632-1985. You can also go online and donate there. DAV5K.Boston. Corey, can you just tell everyone, how did you find the DAV and how did you transition home from your time in the military?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me and hosting the DAV every year. So for me, getting out of service was a difficult time. I was medically separated, so I didn't expect to get home when I did. I thought it was going to be a 20-year career. My mental health struggled a lot. I decided to go back to college, and Kayla Valila, the director of the DAV Advancement Program, went on to the orientation and talked about the housing. And at the time, I was in some distress. I didn't have a place to go. I didn't really know how to improve my mental health, how to get through the VA system. And it seemed like this weird light, and I reached out to Kayla. I talked about, hey, I'm a disabled vet. I have these mental health struggles. I really need a place to just go and sort my life out, but I need guidance. I don't know what to do and how to do it. And Kayla and her husband, Mike, the adjutant for the state, and the DAV as a whole, Dan Stack, just took me right in. I moved in very, very shortly after. They were able to give me the space that I needed to focus on school, focus on my mental health. I started going back to therapy, and they guided me through the VA disability system to get my compensation established, make sure I got the benefits and the treatment that I needed, and really kind of set me on the path that I am on today. I'm in a much, much better place. I now own my own home. I'm a veteran service officer full-time, so I support veterans every day now. That's my way of kind of giving back and living the DAV mission. It truly did, save my life. I like to contribute a lot of where I am today to them.
Oh, God bless you, Corey. Corey, again, I just have to ask if I'm if I'm touching a nerve or getting too personal or violating your privacy, please tell me. I promise I won't be offended. When you said you came back, you were battling certain mental health issues. You were trying to get back to school, get back on your feet. What was it in particular? Was it PTSD? Was it anxiety? Was it depression? What was it that specifically that you were, what demons were you battling?
So it was PTSD, unfortunately, right? The thing about PTSD is it creates all the others, right? So because of my PTSD, I now have anxiety in social situations. It causes depression, which is the suicidal thoughts. And unfortunately, suicidal attempts that I have had are stemmed because of that.
But is the PTSD now please tell me it's under control now.
Yeah, yes. And again, I contribute a lot of that to the DAV, giving me that space to be able to focus on that instead of being absorbed by everything else that I had going on in my life. I had a safe place to just focus on me.
Corey, I'm reluctant to even go there, but I have to go there because I want the audience to know, what our vets go through when we send them to war and how much of a sacrifice they pay. And it's not just on the battlefield, it's after when they come back and what the DAV does, what it means. If you did not get involved with the DAV, if, in other words, your PTSD was untreated and got worse and worse and worse, and you talked about the suicidal thoughts and everything else that comes with it, do you think maybe you wouldn't be with us today? In other words, did the DAV in some ways save your life?
Absolutely. I had a suicidal attempt shortly before moving into the DAV. Luckily, I had attempted, I'll just say it is what it is. Let's get rid of the stigma. I attempted to hang myself. Luckily, the rope broke, and I was able to, live through that. But if it wasn't for Kayla, being on that orientation, giving me that hand up that I needed, and the DAV support that followed with all of the benefits, the space that I needed, I really don't think I would be here.
Wow. Everybody listening, please, look what they go through for us. Let's be there for them. Literally, your money can save lives. Your money will help them get back on their feet, take care of their mental health issues, treat their PTSD. Others, obviously, it's more physical. They have no legs, they have no arms, they're in wheelchairs. Everyone is different, but you can be there for them and make an incredible difference in their lives. And it's, and I'm sure Corey and Dan and everybody will tell you it's not the dollar amount. It's that you care and that you're willing to donate something, anything. So please, for Corey, for all the disabled veterans, make that call. 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. If you want to donate, you can also go online, dav5k.boston, DAV, the number 5, the letter K, .boston. Corey, I want to thank you on so many levels for your service, for your bravery, for your patriotism, for your heroism, but honestly, for your courage now in talking about what you experienced, because there is a stigma. There shouldn't be a stigma, but many people are reluctant or afraid to talk about it. And what you did, again, took tremendous guts and tremendous courage. So I really, really want to thank you, Corey, from the bottom of my heart. Before I let you go, I know Dan wants to say a few words. Go ahead, Dan.
It's a very special spot in my heart. Corey, I'm very proud of the man you are today. God bless.
Thank you, Jeff.
Ashton, you want to say a few words to Corey?
Thank you for your service. I'm glad that you gotten over your PTSD, and thank God that you didn't follow through fully with suicide.
Corey, honestly, there's tears in this studio right now. I want you to know that. So, Corey, you need anything, you give me a call, okay?
Thank you for giving the DAV a platform, and for us veterans a platform to be heard.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you for your service. I don't know. I wouldn't be behind this microphone if it wasn't for heroes like you. Corey, God bless you and have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Veterans Day. Take care. Okay, my friends, again, the number to call, please donate. Give as much as you can. 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. You can also give, again, via online. The website is dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. And again, this hour was brought to you by Wilson Farm in Lexington. I want to thank everyone at the Wilson Farm in Lexington. Now, the 7 o'clock hour, which we're about to hit right now, is brought to you by Brighton Marine. I want to thank everyone at Brighton Marine. And in studio with us now, a man who needs no introduction. He was with us just a couple days ago. He comes on every year when we do our annual radiothon to benefit disabled American veterans. He's a celebrity chef, has the best food in Boston, co-founder of the Wahlburgers franchise. And Alma Novi, I think is how you pronounce it.
Nove.
Forgive me.
Wicked close.
Alma Nove, Paul Wahlberg, my buddy. How are you?
I'm good. It's obviously great to be here on this day because we love doing this and being able to support the DAV and to be able to support you.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. But to me, it's all about the vets. And look, Paul, we've talked about this before, but we got a lot of people listening now. Look, I'm being honest. You're successful. Your family's successful. You don't need to do this. You're wealthy. You deserve it. You've made very well for yourself. Your family's done very well for themselves. Why do you care? And why, in particular, disabled American veterans?
You say, and that's funny. When you say you don't have to do this, you do have to do this because everybody should do this. This is one of those things where everybody needs to be out supporting the veterans of, in any capacity. And there's so many great programs, but the DAV helps get them, all of the things that they need. Transportation, food, everything. And taking care of the vets, like we owe that to them. That is one of those things that everybody needs to recognize every single day. Being able to say thank you in any capacity. Holding a door, being polite, helping with services, supporting with money, whatever it is. Do the work. I love the work, so I'm always out there trying to work and do different things. And so being able to be involved with it, and for the DAV to let me be involved with it is a blessing.
Paul, you've been, I think, with the DAV almost from the beginning. I mean, he's right, a long time right there. Dan's nodding his head up and down. Were you their first food vendor?
No, there were a couple of food vendors when we came on board, but again, they reached out and we were able to support, and I was able to get some other restaurants, friends that I know. Because that's the one thing, when something's going on, the restaurants always jump in, and it's a great community. And when we started doing this, it was really that thing that we love being part of it, and it gets us in front of guests where we can actually see them face to face when you go to these events. And so for us to be involved, and like I said, it was a blessing. And when Bob Lynch reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be part of this?" I was like, "Absolutely."
I know your mother is involved in a charity, correct? A nonprofit, Alma Cares?
Yeah, Alma Cares. Alma Cares is a branch that we've done. It was started by my daughter and one of her friends from way back when. And we feed families at Thanksgiving, and it's just something that we do. So
now, Paul, are you going to be running tomorrow at the 5K?
I'm a watcher. I'm a watcher. I'll be back. I'll be back toasting buns and assembling meatball sliders. But yes, I participate in my own special way.
Paul, you're a big champion of the vets. God bless you. If you don't mind me asking, why the DAV? I mean, there's so many other charities. I mean, I could name them, I could name you dozens of them, but you love the DAV, and I'm just curious why.
In the beginning, and it's going to sound silly, but they asked. He said, and it really, and I can't put it any other way. They said, "Hey, do you want to be part of this?" And the minute obviously the minute I hear vets, I'm like, absolutely. And then once you see the work that they do, that's what sticks. That's what it is, because it's not just, hey, we're out trying to, make ourselves feel better. We are providing a service. The DAV, and this is not me, I use the royal we kind of thing, but the DAV provides services for these veterans that are so needed, and the people that are involved. A lot of people get involved for things for certain reasons. But what keeps me coming back are the people that are involved, the team, Dan and his group, and Bob Lynch, and everybody that's involved. And then the veterans themselves, that core of people that are there who know exactly what they're, to understand what they're going through. And I have no concept of their day-to-day challenges. But, it's, again, we're so blessed to be part of this. And growing up, it was my dad was a veteran, and all of his brothers, because it was that generation. And so it was drilled into us to say thank you. It was drilled into us to be supportive of that. And we want to make sure that we follow through on that.
Paul, you know what's coming now, my friend. We do this every year. You're more than generous. We always do our auction. This is a very special thing. We always give it to the highest bidder. Paul Wahlberg will come to your home.
We're doing them in the restaurants.
Oh, you're doing it?
Yeah, in the restaurant.
You're not doing them in the houses anymore?
Yeah, I'm trying to
What the hell happened?
I'm a menace on the roads, to be quite honest with you. So the less time I'm driving around, that's what they want. I keep asking, say, can you let me, help pick up some of the veterans? They're like, no, we've seen you drive. So I try to do it in the restaurant as much as possible.
All right, so this is going to be done at your world-famous restaurant.
Yep.
8 people.
Yep.
And I take it this is a full-course meal.
This is, 6 courses. I come out and we introduce everyone. I host it. And, it's a very personal touch. And we people, ask, a lot of times people say, hey, what about this? What about that in terms of what we do for the food? And, we want to do whatever you want. We're there to make you happy and say thank you for supporting the DAV.
So we're talking steak?
Steak, whatever's available, whatever you want. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Venison, if it's, we get some good game. We can do this. We do a lot of seafood. We'll do whatever you want.
All right. And are you throwing in wine as well? Or?
Well, wine's included in it. Now, what we should really do is get you down there as well, and you can host. But I'm sure you'll keep the bidding down if you're Mr. Personality over here.
All right.
You always put the screws to me every time I show up here. I was going to give you a hat, but I think I'm going to keep that.
Well, I'm trying to raise the auction bid.
Yes.
I'm trying to sweeten the pot a little bit.
You're a pot sweetener, absolutely.
So, an incredible... Hold on, Bob. I'm going to get to you, I promise. So, an incredible meal at Paul Wahlberg's restaurant for 8 people, 6 courses, wine included. I'm assuming dessert, right? I mean...
No, we cut you off. That's where we draw the line. Yes, we have great desserts made in house. It's a from scratch kitchen, so we're very, very proud.
Wow.
Over there, and the same with Wahlburgers. So much of that stuff is made freshly, and we love what we do, and we want to be able to share.
We're going to start the bidding at $1,000. We'll start at $1,000, and we're going to keep. Hopefully, we're going to keep this open throughout the entire day. And trust me, this will be a meal you will never ever forget. It's an experience. You're going to meet Paul. You're going to meet his wonderful team. You're going to eat like you've never eaten. You're going to drink like you've never drunk before. This is really, and it's for an incredible cause.
What are you selling? Jeez, I think I want to be part of this. Wow. So, you're really good at this.
So we'll start it off $1,000, 978-632-1985. 978-632-1985. You can also dav5k.boston. Obviously, if you want to donate, that's the number to call as well. Paul, before we say bye to you, my friend, Bob Lynch from the DAV, I know you want to add something as well.
I just wanted to give you some feedback there was a winner from last year's auction, and he called me about a month ago. He had just had his dinner at Almanove, and I have to say he couldn't have been more complimentary about what he got.
Oh, I was sick. That was excellent. I remember that because I was sick that day. So they didn't have to deal with me. That was the staff said, "Wow, they had a really good time last night." Sorry you missed it.
But as a highlight for that family, they couldn't say enough good things, and I just wanted to say anybody out there bidding is going to have. He said this was in the top 3 of anything that they have ever experienced as a family, aside from weddings and births. And
well, they don't get out much.
They don't, but they were delighted. It was just
no. I know look, really, it is. And Paul is, he's modest, but he goes out of his way. His team goes out of his way. And how do people bid? Call 978-632-1985. So the current we'll start off at $1,000, and then we'll keep raising it throughout the day. And we'll announce the bids throughout the day, right? That's how we usually do it. And then by the end of the day, we'll announce a winner. So we're getting a lot of calls already. 978-632-1985. Paul, we've only got about a minute left. Any final words? Any parting thoughts? How's Mark? How's Donnie?
Everybody, you know what? Everybody's good. So we're blessed, and every day on the right side of the grass is a good day. So, but again, I want to say thank you to all of the members for the DAV Massachusetts. It's such an amazing team, and for them to let us be part of this is truly amazing.
Anything, a Kuhner special on the menu coming up? I know we've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah, well, you haven't given me enough input. You're really quite quiet about things. Yeah, we're still working on that Kuhner special. But yeah, I mean, we're getting close, very, very close, very, very close.
We've been talking with Paul Wahlberg. Okay, my friends, please let's be there for disabled American veterans. They've been there for us. Again, the number 978-632-1985. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's bulldozer. Okay, my friends, this hour of the WRKO DAV Department of Massachusetts Radiothon, which is happening all day, is brought to you by Brighton Marine. And before we go to Dan Quirk, who's right on the line, Paul has done it. He's actually sweetened the pot even more, Paul Wahlberger. So for those of you that are bidding... The what?
It's at Berg.
Well, but your restaurant's called Wahlburger.
Yeah, but my name ends at Burr. So when you say Paul Wahlberger,
sorry, I'm confusing with the
you
I'm
sound
so
like
sorry.
one of my friends when I was 12.
Sorry, we're here with Paul Wahlberg of Wahlburgers.
So good, like you do this job for a living.
And so he's not just going to do a 6-course meal, 8 people at his incredible restaurant, wine included. They're going to provide transportation as well. The DAV will make sure that someone picks you up and someone drives you back home. So if you have a little bit too much of the drinky, that's still okay. Don't worry about it.
What kind of place you think we're running? Oh, my goodness.
So if you want to bid on the auction, trust me, this is a steal. $1,000 is a steal. That's the current bid right now. 978-632-1985 if you want to bid or if you want to donate. 978-632-1985 if you want to go online, dav5k.boston. And joining us now is a very special guest, truly our honor and privilege. It is Dan Quirk. He is the owner, CEO of Quirk Auto Group. Dan has been a longtime supporter of the DAV. Dan, thank you so much, and how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, Jeff.
Dan, thank you again, as always, for joining us during our annual radiothon here on WRKO to benefit disabled American veterans. Dan, I've got to ask, why the DAV? Why do you care so much? Why do you support it? And you've been such a long-time supporter.
The DAV is a terrific organization that we've been involved with for a long time. We support veterans and their causes. We've always done that. My family members have been veterans at Quirk. We have combat veterans that work here. We have people that work here that are deployed. And since the beginning of my adult life, I've always appreciated the sacrifices that veterans make and how things that they experience in life alters them, and people need to be helped, whatever their circumstance is. And without the veterans, we wouldn't be able to have the terrific way of life we do. It's one of the major components. So I've always believed that veterans and veterans' causes are near and dear to the Quirk organization.
Dan, you've always been very generous in the past. What can we count on you as your donation this year?
You can count on Quirk to donate $10,000 to DAV.
I love you, Dan. In a non-sexual way, I love you.
Thank you, Jeff. We love DAV and the veterans.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't say you love me. I kind of caught that there, Dan. Dan, thank you. Let me go right to Dan Stack. Dan, wow. a $10,000 donation. What say you?
Mr. Quirk, once again, thank you very much. Mr. Quirk has been with us a considerable period of time, thanks to Luigi Pasquale. Lou Pasquale brought me in to see Mr. Quirk. We discussed what the DAV does. He supported us from that day on. I think one of the most memorable things for me was the tribute that he had in his office of what his father's service meant to him and all of the pictures and everything that he had. So, Dan, once again, thank you, and thank you for honoring your father, too, in this donation that you have always given to us. Appreciate it.
Bob Lynch from DAV is with us as well. I know he wants to say a few words to you, Dan. Please, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Quirk, it's an honor and a pleasure to know you, and Mr. Quirk is affectionately known in the city of Quincy as the class of Quincy. He's Mr. Classy, and you couldn't ask for a better, finer person. Thank you for your help and support and everything you've done, and you were a great friend to Louie.
Dan, really, you got a heart of gold. I cannot thank you enough. Paul, a few words to Dan Quirk.
And again, thank you so much for all that you do. And you're one of those people you never hear a bad word about. It's just amazing, and what you represent to Quincy and to all of us and supporting at the DAV. It's just amazing. So thank you.
Dan, I want to really echo and second what Paul just said. Class. That's really, when people talk Dan Quirk, all I hear is class, class, class. And you just showed it again. A class all the way. Dan, you're obviously a very successful businessman. God bless you. But you're also a great patriot and a great American. Dan, thank you again for that very wonderful gift. Hold on, Bob Stack. Do you want to say something quickly?
No, just again, thank you, Mr. Quirk. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Dan, God bless you and have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Veterans Day. Thank you again for that wonderful donation. Okay, 978-632-1985 if you want to donate. I've just heard in my ear that the auction for this incredible dinner with Paul Wahlberg at his world-class restaurant is at $8,000. $8,000. Now, you want to see what a nice man Paul is, all kidding aside? Let me sweeten the pot even more. He has given Ashton, because as you know, Ashton wants to be a chef. He has given Ashton now the opportunity to be an assistant. He will help Paul and his team serve the dinner, prepare the dinner. Welcome back to our annual Radiothon to benefit disabled American veterans. Again, if you want to make a generous donation, 978-632-1985. 978-632-1985. Of course, you can also donate online, dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. Okay. Many of you know Arthur from Chestnut Hill, a regular caller, big fan of the show. Arthur has called in. Listen to this. He is going to be donating, I kid you not, a case of Paul Rosé champagne to the DAV. A case. He wants to auction it. I got you. Okay, so he's donating a case of Paul Rosé champagne, and he now says you can auction it. So let me ask all of you, how much do you think a delicious case of Paul Rosé champagne is worth? That's some excellent champagne. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you're going to be loaded, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So, really, I mean, it's going to be some of the best champagne you're ever going to have. So, let's start the bid. What do you guys think? 500? Start at 500? Let's go 500? Let's go. Okay, this is cheap. I'm giving it away, for God's sake, at $500. Okay, 978-632-1985. 978-632-1985. An entire case of incredible Paul Rosé champagne. All right. We got a couple of callers on the line. Let's go to Thor in Winthrop. Thanks for holding, Thor, and welcome.
Chef, how are you? At the end of this, I want to apologize for something I said to you years ago. But anyway, I got to tell you, I love I love the VA. I'm a 100% disabled vet, but here's my story. So I grew up in the slums of New York, victim of child abuse, horrible foster home, left at 16, went on my own, became an addict, and for 4 years I was an addict living on the streets of New York. I joined the Air Force in 1975, but never showed up for the enlistment. I just put it off because I was an addict. I wanted to get clean. In January of 79, I went into the Air Force. I'd never been on a plane, never been out of New York. Went to basic. I was very defiant because my life was chaos. I did my time in the service, and after I did active duty, I went to Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, where they had the worst tornadoes ever. 12 tornadoes hit the town and killed over 50 people. And they let out school to go out and pick up the dead bodies, and including children. Everything was horrible. Then 6 months later, I'm stationed in California, San Joaquin Valley. We were a training base for KC-135s and mid-air refuelers. And one day, a plane was landing, and it only started engines on one side of the plane, and it flipped, and everything caught on fire. And 5 guys came out of the cockpit, and I had to pick up those bodies and put them on stretchers. And as a 21 years old with no training, it destroyed my life. So I went on living my life. I never spoke to anyone. We never had out briefings about that. A couple of guys dropped out, especially after dealing with the burnt bodies. I went on with my life. I ended up doing 22 years in the service, 6 active, the rest in the National Guard up at Pease. I got accepted to the Whittemore School of Business and Economics. I went on to get a master's degree. I became a very successful stockbroker. I became an alcoholic at 13. I was forced to work at a bar that my foster parents owned, a big club in New York.
Wow.
And I was drinking my whole life. So my life went on. I moved to Sudbury. I had a big house, a big job. My wife had a big job. I had 3 daughters. And slowly but surely, I came to the realization just before I was 50 that I'm an alcoholic. I needed to change my life. And I wanted to be there for my siblings. I have 4 siblings. So, but all the time, as a matter of fact, when we got divorced, my wife, when I was deposed, the first thing the lawyer said is, "Tell me about your mad face." Well, my whole life I've been living with rage. And the reality is I had PTSD from the time I was 21 and never knew it. It was undiagnosed. So one day I'm living in Winthrop. I'm walking my dog in the park. This is about 5 years ago. And I see a guy, and he has a Vietnam vet's hat, and I had my Air Force. We started talking, and he's telling me about all the deaths he's experienced. I said, "Listen, I experienced a lot of deaths too, and it's been destroying me." He said, "Well, go to the VA." I said, "No, I'm not active duty anymore." And the reality is, I knew at 21 that there was something wrong with me, but I didn't want to go to the military, so I didn't want them kicking me out. So my whole life, I lived with this pain. I became an alcoholic. It destroyed my marriage. And talking to this guy, walking my dog, he said, "Go to the local guy in Winthrop and talk to them about it." And I did. I was diagnosed with PTSD. I'm 100% disabled because of all those deaths. It was the best thing I ever did. I've been sober 18 years.
Good
I have
for
3
you.
daughters. 2 of my daughters are doctors. My other daughter is a consultant. My stepdaughter's a teacher in Winthrop. And I have a wonderful life. I met another woman in Winthrop, and my whole life changed, and I have nothing to thank but the Air Force. Because truth be told, I was an addict when I went into basic training. I was doing 80 milligrams of methadone a day, and I kicked into basic training. And my whole life was transformed thanks to the military. I go to the VA often because I need it. I need the help. I mean, matter of fact, they said, the question, Ted, is, well, we'll go by Thor. The question is why you became a drug addict and why you became an alcoholic. Anyone that lived your life would have. And, yeah, that's my story.
Well, you know, Thor, look, I'm very happy that you shared your story, and it's a heartbreaking story. And I'm happy there's a happy ending because you are now clean and sober, and you've been clean and sober for many years. And you're right. Your family needs you. Your children need you. Frankly, we all need you. And this is why I love you vets, because you suffer, you see things, you experience things that most of us don't. You know, when you're talking about picking up dead bodies or burnt bodies, I mean, I don't know how I don't know how I would react to that. I'd probably get PTSD as well. And I think it would haunt me for the rest of my life. And, many people try to numb the pain with alcohol or with drugs, and it ends up destroying them. And that's why I'm such a big supporter of the DAV, because they will get people like you the help that you need, whether it's dealing with depression, whether it's dealing with PTSD, whether it's dealing with anxiety, whether it's dealing with, coming back from war and, limbs are blown off or people are paralyzed or whatever it is. They are there. They get you the help that you need, the transportation, the healthcare benefits, the medical professionals. They completely take care of you. They give you a chance to lead your life again. And that's why I love you, vets. You guys are the best. You're the cream of the cream, the best of the best. And I want to thank you for your service, Thor. And I want to thank you for your patriotism. And I really want to urge the audience, please, if you can, give generously. The phone lines are open at the DAV. They are taking your calls and your donations. 978-632-1985. 978-632-1985. You can also go online, dav5k.boston, dav5, the letter K, dav5k.boston. Okay, joining us now is, again, a very special guest, Will Egan. He is the DAV's past department commander. He is a U.S. Air Force veteran. Will, thank you so much for coming on the Kuhner Report. How are you?
Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for having me. Having a pretty good morning today.
Well, Will, I've got to ask you, my friend, can you talk a little bit about your transition from the military to domestic life, to your home, and how did the DAV support you?
Sure. I was in from 89 to 93 on active duty, and it was a busy time. We had Operations Just Cause, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Provide Comfort, Provide Hope, and there were some others in there too. My primary occupation, I was a crew chief on the C-141, and then I was voluntold that I was on the aircraft crash recovery team, and they gave me some other jobs as well. So it was a very structured time for me, and when I got out, I was, quite banged up by the end of all that, and I tried to go to the VA on my own and apply for benefits and whatnot. The VA, for me, acted more like a goaltender than a benefits advocate. So after they denied me on most of the things I applied for, I went to the DAV, and they helped me with my claim. They helped me fill out the paperwork properly, because even if you've got issues that are valid and should be allowed, if you don't know how to do the paperwork properly, which isn't simple, the VA can deny you. So the DAV helped me get my health care. They helped me with my education benefits. They helped me transition back to a regular life and be productive again and kind of feel worth in society.
Oh, Will, I take it everything is good now? You're back?
I'm back. I'm fully integrated, working, and still volunteering with the DAV. I'm a service officer now with the Disabled American Veterans, helping people locally. I help veterans get the benefits that they've earned, their health care, in some cases housing. We're helping veterans with food insecurity in their education planning and counseling. So we're really I'm trying to keep giving it forward, that the DAV was there to help me, and that's why now I'm there to try and help the next generation.
Amen. Will, I want to thank you for your service, your patriotism. You truly are a great American hero. And you know what I love about you vets? You just keep giving. You don't stop giving. Welcome back to WRKO and our annual Radiothon to benefit the DAV of Massachusetts. And this hour of our Radiothon is brought to you by Brighton Marine. And joining us now is Rosie Cloud. She is the CEO of Brighton Marine. For those of you that are not aware of the good work that they do, and they do very good work, it is a Boston-based nonprofit that has been serving veterans, military-connected families for several decades. And in particular, under Rosie Cloud's leadership, Brighton Marine is delivering health care, housing, real hope for those who once wore the uniform and their families. Rosie, thank you so much for coming on the Kuhner Report. And how are you?
Oh, good morning. Thank you, Jeff, for having me here today. I'm doing great. Thanks again for all you're doing for veterans right now with the Radiothon.
Well, thank you. You guys do incredible work at Brighton Marine. And I guess the question out of the gate for all the listeners is, what is Brighton Marine? What drives your organization's mission?
Well, we are an organization right here on Warren Street in the heart of Brighton. We're a 9-acre campus. We've been around for quite some time, and our mission is pretty simple. We provide care and safe housing and opportunities for everyone who is served. We believe deep in our hearts that service doesn't end when the uniform comes off. So we have pledged basically our entire operation to advance all the different needs of veterans and their family members.
Rosie, you've been a real champion of veterans. You're known in the city, obviously. And Veterans Day, as I said, is just a couple days away. It's November 11th, next Tuesday. And so I've got to ask you, what does Veterans Day mean to you personally? And why do you think it's so important for all of us to pause and to reflect?
I think Veterans Day is the one time our country has set aside to really think about family business. You know, Veterans Day for me is definitely family business. It's beyond my loved ones. It's beyond the people in my household. It's around, when I look around at our first responders, when I look around at the people in our community that are really making things happen, that are caring for others. It's very hard to not come across a veteran in those environments, right? I've seen for the last 25 years the types of sacrifice not only our service members make, but their loved ones, right? This is truly a family business where children and spouses are serving right alongside their service members. And Veterans Day is a time to honor those men and women who step forward and who do big things. They wear, in many ways, they wear the America's jersey, right? They take the America's jersey and they take it all over the world and make sure that people understand that freedom isn't free. So I'm really proud of the fact that you and Bright Marine and our teammates, we get an opportunity to recognize them during Veterans Day and make sure that whether you're, in every town, whether it's Southie or Springfield, it doesn't matter. We're going to celebrate you and the service that you do for your country.
Oh, amen. Really well said. We're talking with Rosie Cloud. She's the CEO of Brighton Marine. And just for the audience out there, Rosie, I know we're here to raise money for the DAV. But look, we support, all these wonderful veterans groups like yours. So what does Brighton Marine specifically do for veterans? You talk about care, housing, hope. Just for the listeners out there, can you paint a little bit of a picture? How does this work, especially here in the Boston, Massachusetts, New England area?
Yeah, we've been a little bit of an anomaly for folks because we kind of keep our heads down and just do hard work every day. And the biggest part of the work that we do is delivering health care, TRICARE services through the U.S. Family Health Plan of Southern New England. There's about between 13 to 15,000 veterans and their loved ones that get served. We provide their health insurance, whether it's through Greater Boston, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Southern New Hampshire. And we do that we've done that for almost 4 decades, right? And so that type of care and love that we show them and making sure that they're taken care of allows us to do other good work. So in addition to that, we run a housing program on our 9-acre campus. We provide permanent housing and affordable housing and transition housing for veterans, many of whom have been, homeless. And when I say that, some have been homeless for a very long time. And so we get an opportunity to kind of put our arms around them, give them a home and provide them support and services. And then finally, we've got a wonderful team that's focused on creating jobs and creating a community of purpose for our veterans. And that's the hope mission that we talk about. This this isn't something we take lightly. We think everyone should have an opportunity to continue to give back and find purpose, and our veterans have so much more to give. Their time's not done. They've got a lot more to do, and so we work on creating connection for them into the community.
I've got to ask you, because one of the things that I think is so special about Brighton Marine is that you often join forces with other veterans, service organizations. And for example, you collaborate with the DAV. In fact, one of the things I want to thank you for is the wonderful donation, the $1,000 donation that Brighton Marine has given to the DAV. And I want to thank you. I know Bob does, and Bob Lynch and Paul Wahlberg. Before I give them the floor, why are you so committed to partnering and working with other veterans organizations?
Look, at the end of the day, I think that I don't think we talk enough about what the veteran service organizations do every single day. They're taking care of millions of veterans at scale across the country. DAV is a wonderful example. These are organizations that live and breathe this. They're out in the community doing good work. We couldn't do what we do without getting the partnership and support and the teamwork from these organizations, because at the end of the day, they're in it, right? They're right in every single community. They know these veterans by name. They help provide what I call a warm handover to us when it's time for us to connect and partner. And, whether it's $1,000 or $1 million, we're committed to continuing to reinvest and partner with organizations that are making a difference. And I cannot think of a better organization to support than DAV and the other, VSOs like VFW and others that, again, they're just doing great work, and they've been doing it for a long time. God bless you. Really, God bless you. Bob, I know we're up against it in terms of time, but I know you want to quickly thank her for their wonderful $1,000 donation.
This is Dan Stack, and Brighton Marine.
Dan, I'm sorry, Dan, forgive me.
Brighton Marine is one of those quiet organizations that has always been in the background working very hard, taking care of veterans. And my first experience with Brighton Marine was through Tommy Lyons, and Tommy Lyons introduced me to many of the Brighton Marine people who were working there. And I just want to thank you personally, but Rosie is correct. It takes a community to take care of veterans. It's not just the DAV. It is the Brighton Marines. It's all the other nonprofit veterans organizations that are out there working together. We all have to collaborate to make sure that the veteran is taken care of. Rosie, God bless you, and thank Brighton Marine for everything you're doing.
Rosie, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I know I speak for Paul on this, and Bob Lynch and everyone here in the studio. We have been talking with Rosie Cloud, CEO of Brighton Marine. Rosie, again, thank you so much, and thank you for your patriotism and really for everything you do for all the veterans. Have a wonderful weekend and a very happy Veterans Day. Thank you, Jeff. Take care, Rosie. Take care. Okay, 617-266-6868. If you want to call into the show, especially veterans, and share some of your stories, especially disabled veterans, and what organizations like the DAV mean for you. If you want to donate, and the phones are hopping, please, now is the time to do it. 978-632-1985. 978-632-1985. You can also go online. Go to dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. Please, whatever you can give will be much, much appreciated. Paul, I know you're on a tight schedule. You've been more than generous. Bob Lynch wants to thank you. Dan Stack wants to thank you. I want to thank you. Any parting words before you go, Paul? As I was sitting there listening to the comments being made, and when you realize people are talking about homeless veterans, right? That shouldn't happen, right? The people that we need to support, who support us and make it possible for us to live our lives and the freedom that we hold and cherish. Supporting the veterans should be the number one cause for everybody, and there's lots of other things that we do and that are super important.
But to me, one of the strongest things that we could do is support our veterans, and just even like I said, the simple things of thank you, and what the DAV provides, and everybody here, and what you provide, and you help give a forum for a lot of people to talk about it, and and you bring out the best in people when it comes to talking about the veterans and talking about the things that they need and all the support that goes around for them. So thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you, Paul. Really, thank you. And look, all kidding aside, to everybody out there, go to Wahlburgers. It's an incredible. I've been there many times. Best burger in Massachusetts. Period. Alva Nove, to me, one of the best, really 5-star restaurants in Massachusetts. We still have that auction going. It's going to be an incredible 6-course meal for 8 people, wine included. I mean, it's really fully loaded. It's an experience you will never forget. The auction now, it's at $8,000. Please, let's get it to $10,000. Call now, make your bid. Paul will be there with his team. Ashton will be there helping him. I kid you not. My own Ashton, 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. Paul, I just want to shake your hand, and truly, God bless you.
Thank you very much, and thank you again for having me. And everybody needs to get out to the 5K out on Saturday. It's going to be great. It's over at Castle Island, and I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all of the other restaurants that participate. We've got Montilio's. Oh my God, Abbey Park is going to be there. Gourmet Caterers. Yep, Banh Mi. Oh, the Banh Mi is right next to us. The sausage guy, Dave, comes out there. He does it. So many people come out, and the food and the whole experience. It's such a great day, and it's going to be like 65 degrees. So I think it's going to be a great day to be out there. So everybody should get out there.
It starts at 10 o'clock, right?
It
Tomorrow,
starts at 10 o'clock. Yep. And it's going to be a beautiful day, and it's going to be for the best cause.
Dan, I know you want to say a few words to Paul.
Well, I can't thank Paul enough. He doesn't work at this just this particular time around November. He is with us all year long, helping us pull this off and put it together. And we wouldn't have the food vendors that are there without Paul. And ours is kind of a unique event. And sometimes they have food trucks all over these events. All of our food vendors are there on site, and everything is free for the participants. There's no charge for anything. And that's all due to Paul Wahlberg and what he does.
Oh, he's got a heart of gold.
He again.
It's a bunch of hooey.
Yeah. He's the quiet man working behind the scenes, so we're very blessed to have him in his.
Bob, I know you want to say a few words. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, I think every year we always look to do something better and move the ball forward, and that's where Paul comes in and helps and comes up with ideas that we say, let's try that, let's do it. So this year we're having service dogs at the 5K.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And, every year it's a little bit more and a little bit better because of what we do collaboratively. And I think that's one of the things that I would say the Radiothon Forum, as you've seen in the last couple of hours, enables organizations to come together. And this, iHeart, you, Jeff, everything that you put forward here with the guests, and allows the DAV the ability to collaborate with other groups, with other organizations. And I think the best thing is it provides hope to veterans that all you need to do is make the phone call. Not for the donation, that's the financial part, but the reality of helping veterans, and that's what the DAV does best.
Well said. Really well said. Paul, God bless you, my friend.
Thank you.
And tell Mark and Donnie I said hi.
I certainly will. They look forward to it every year. Me say, hey, Kuhner says, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, great, we love him. I hear. It's a nonstop Kuhner fest.
Thanks again, Paul.
All right, thank you.
God bless you, man. Okay, joining us now, really special, again, very special guest. I'm so happy he's here. It is Robert Santiago. He is the commissioner of Veteran Services for Boston. He is a proud DAV member. He served in the U.S. Navy, and he is a proud Iraq veteran. By the way, this hour of our Radiothon to benefit the DAV of Massachusetts is brought to you by Kelly Financial Services. Robert, you're in studio. We're not on the phone. It's great to kind of see your face because you're a little bit behind of the computer screen that I'm at. But Robert, thank you so much for coming. And I got to ask, how are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing fantastic. No place I'd rather be than in the studio with you and these great warriors that really want to take care of our veterans.
Robert, I've asked this of everybody, and if I'm getting too personal, please tell me. I promise I won't be offended. But can you talk a little bit about your time in the military, your transition from military service, and really what has the DAV done for you? Why the DAV? Why is it so special for you?
Well, I served 20 years in the United States Navy. I retired back in 2008. I actually retired off the USS Constitution. Definitely something I'm very proud of, to have retired off the USS Constitution. And I was here in Boston, fell in love in Boston, fell in love with Boston, and decided to stay here. So when I retired, I was thinking that my 20-year experience would pretty much take me a long ways, but then I found out that was far from the truth. There was a lot of things that I needed to learn and learn fast. The transition and integration into civilian life after being in the military since high school or out of high school was not the easiest thing. And also organizations like the DAV, when I heard about the DAV, even back then, when you hear about these organizations like the VFW, American Legion, you think of, the older veterans, the Korean War veterans, the Vietnam era veterans. And it's something that even today, when I speak with veterans, the younger veterans from Iraq, from Afghanistan, from post 9/11, they think that those organizations aren't for them. And that is furthest from the truth. And I must reiterate that is furthest from the truth. These organizations are there to help them out, especially organizations like the DAV. The DAV helped me in my transition. The DAV was there for me in my transition. They were the boots on the ground for our veterans. When you go into a VA facility, here in Boston, you go to a VA facility and there is a DAV office that's in there to help and support the veterans that are in there and to guide them, to advocate for them, to help them fill out their VA claims, to show them where they need to go, to pick them up if they need to be picked up for their, for their appointment at the VA, or even to take them home afterwards. So they do everything from the nuts and bolts, and it's for veterans, by veterans. And here's the big thing. It is for free. So all the services that the DAV gives, the Massachusetts Department of DAV has just been fantastic in everything that they do. And you said it. You said it when you announced me, when you talked to, brought me on the air, is that I am a proud DAV member. And I'm a proud DAV member because of what the DAV has given to me, what the DAV continues to give to our veterans. And it's not about when our service members serve. It's also about when they leave service, and what we do to take care of them after service is just as important than anything that we do for them while they are also in service. So the DAV leads the way in that charge.
Robert, you're not 100%, as I like to say. You're 1,000% correct. Truly, I could not have said it better myself. I want to urge all of you listening, please, Robert is completely right. The DAV does so much for free. For free. And they help countless veterans, disabled veterans, all kinds of veterans. Please, let's be there for our vets. They've always been there for us. Call now to make a donation. And again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's so true. When you talk to vets, disabled vets, it's that the phone rings. That's what matters. It's the thought. It doesn't, it's not, sure, the big dollar amounts are great, no question. But $5, $10, $20, $2, $1, $50, whatever you can give, it's the fact that you think about them, you remember them, you honor them, you're there for them. You haven't forgotten them. So please call 978-632-1985 if you want to donate, 978-632-1985. Or if you prefer, you can go to dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. Robert, any final, Bob, do you want any final words to Robert?
Well, first of all, I've gotten to know this man quite well because just like Corey, as the commissioner, all he ever does is give back to the veterans community, especially here in Boston. He is well known. If anybody in Boston is having a difficulty, Rob Santiago is a man to see. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Dan, and vice versa, Dan. You've just been a pillar in the veterans community, and working with you and being side by side with you is something that I've learned a lot from. And as far as my closing thought is concerned, is like when you give to the DAV, you're not giving to a charity. What you're doing is you are investing. You're investing in our veterans. You're investing in their dignity. You're investing in their independence. That's what you're investing on. You're investing in our veterans. So even if it's the $5 or the $10 or anything, remember, it's an investment on those who have invested a lot of their lives for our country.
Wow. Robert, you should be behind the microphone, man. Really, Robert, thank you for your service. Thank you for your patriotism. That's Robert Santiago. Dan Stack, you're completely right. Robert has done so much, and we can't thank Robert enough. Robert, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, joining us now. Oh, now this is an old friend. This is great to hear from him. Joining me now is Jason Wolf. Whoa, Jason, you want to talk about one of the top radio experts really in Boston, in Massachusetts, my former boss at Entercom. Jason, how are you, my friend?
Jeff, I couldn't be better. It's always great to talk to you. I've been listening all morning. You're doing an unbelievable job as always.
Thank you.
And it's just a pleasure to be here with you.
Jason, I got to ask you, you're very active in the community. You support a lot of groups, a lot of charities, a lot of causes. You're a man, not just with a big mind, but with a big heart. Why the DAV? Why is the DAV so special for you?
Well, Jeff, I've been working with Money Matters Radio now for going on 12 years, and the owners of our company have always been big supporters of veterans' causes. And when we were asked several years ago to get involved with the DAV 5K, which, as everyone knows, is coming up tomorrow at Castle Island, we jumped at the opportunity. And I knew that our ownership would not only want to support the event itself, but really get involved in a deep way with the Disabled American Veterans Department of Massachusetts. And that's exactly what we did. We've created an incredible partnership. We work with them all year round to get their message out, to talk about the incredible resources that they have for veterans, and to raise money. And this is the goal, obviously, for today, for tomorrow at the 5K, through the weekend, of course, leading into Veterans Day next week. But as I said, it's really been a labor of love. We are just overjoyed to be able to support our great American heroes in this way, and the work that Dan Stack and his team do at the DAV is really second to none. It's incredible to be a part of it.
Jason, I know you're a generous man. Money matters. How much money you guys rake in? No, seriously. That financial show, how much are you willing to pledge right now, my friend?
That is such a great question, Jeff, and we're going to give you a nice, big, fat check again this year. We do this every year. We couldn't be prouder to do it. So on behalf of Money Matters Radio and the Financial Exchange Radio Network, we're going to donate $5,000 to the event this year.
I love you, buddy.
Very, very proud
I love you.
And, Jeff, I'm actually going to do you one better. This is just coming from me personally, but I know your listeners will be able to do this in probably 5 minutes, but we'll give them a little bit more time. If your listeners can raise $500 in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to match that $500, and we're going to give another $1,000 to the DAV.
Oh, Jason, huh? Now, can I ask you this? When you were my boss at Entercom, how come you weren't this generous to me when it came to like bonuses and stuff?
Yeah, well, Jeff, I didn't get to write the checks. I just had to toe the company line a little bit. But I tell you what, you've made it pretty big. However I kept you down, it didn't keep you down. You kept going and growing.
You were a great friend. You are a great friend, and you were a great ally. I want everybody to know that, Jason. Jason, thank you so much. That is an incredible donation. And the extra that you're putting up there out of your pocket, you have no idea how much I appreciate it. Kuhner Country, please, come on. We can raise another 500. Jason will match that 500. So call now, please, 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. If you prefer, you can give online, dav5k.boston. Jason, my good friend, if you can just hang on. I know Dan Stack wants to say at least a quick thank you. Dan, go ahead, my friend.
As always, thank you very, very much for your kind donation. I want to thank the Financial Exchange and you personally for all that you do for the DAV by getting our word out all year long, just not in November or around Veterans Day, but all year you help me in making sure that people understand what the DAV does and where they can go to get services. So you are a true patriot and a true friend, and I am grateful. And I'll see you soon because I'll be over there for the Radiothon continues on the Financial Exchange, and that's due to your efforts too. So thank you so much.
That's my pleasure, Dan. We're really excited about it. We're looking forward to a great 2 hours this morning. Hopefully, piggyback on all the great work that Jeff is doing, and we'll cap it off with an unbelievable event tomorrow. And can't wait to be there. It's going to be an unbelievable. And I got to tell you, Jeff, when we first got involved, the race was, I think, maybe 3 or 4 years in, and there might have been a couple of hundred people that ran. And now it's north of 1,500 runners. Most of them are veterans. It sells out earlier and earlier every year. And it just goes to show you that the message that you and all your great listeners at WRKO are getting out there, and the work that we feel we're doing as well, and all the other great media partners for the Disabled American Veterans Department of Massachusetts, it's resonating. And people are really, really into it. They understand that there's no better cause than to support our vets. And I just see this thing growing by leaps and bounds as we keep moving forward. So
it's because of people like you. Seriously, Jason. It's really because of people like you. And the Financial Exchange has been incredible. Really incredible.
Jason, somebody just called in based upon your challenge, and he donated $1,000.
Oh! You are listening to WRKO's annual Radiothon to benefit the Disabled American Veterans, Department of Massachusetts, and this hour is brought to you by Kelly Financial Services. We are now joined, again, very special guest. This is Erwin Frankel. He is a Marine Corps veteran, day transportation network driver, and a DAV volunteer. Erwin, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Jeff. How are you?
Well, you sound so cheery. It's infectious. I'm very good. Erwin, I've got to ask you, I've asked this almost of everybody who's called in today, but to me it's the seminal question. What drove you or motivated you after you left military service, when you started to transition to domestic life? Why the DAV? Why were you drawn to the DAV, and why do you support the DAV?
Oh, let me just say, my 3 years of service in the military, in the Marine Corps, were 3 of the best years of my life. My best friends till this day, and I've got a few days behind me, were Marine F-4 pilots. And these people were special then, and they're special today. So what it was to me, friendship just was the number one thing in my life. And these people, we formed a bond, especially when we were over in Vietnam. That was, you couldn't top it. So I owed something to the Marine Corps for these 3 years. I owed something to the United States of America. And you by giving something back, it just meant so much to me. I got more from giving something back than I got from taking. And that was the reason.
Wow. Erwin, wow. Erwin, I know I'm here with Dan Stack, CEO of the DAV for the Department of Massachusetts, and he wants to say a few words. Dan, we're very short on time, but please, if you could just say a word or two.
If it weren't for individuals such as Irv is one of our best volunteers. He is there constantly driving patients to and from the VA in order to make sure that they get their health care. A veteran, a Marine Corps veteran, he's also a very proud Marine Corps veteran. And so happy birthday, 250 years. He'll be attending the Marine Corps luncheon this afternoon, and he has a table there, and he's always invited other disabled veterans to join him. Irv, thank you for all you do for the DAV, and God bless you.
Erwin, God bless you, and thank you for your service. Truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Erwin, have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Okay, my friends, please, if you want to donate. The lines are open now. 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. And a lot more to come. Believe me, special guest next. Welcome back to the annual Radiothon to benefit the DAV, Department of Massachusetts. And this hour of our Radiothon is brought to you by Kelly Financial Services. We're joined here by Dan Stack, CEO of the Disabled American Veterans, and joining us now in studio as well, very special guest, Mike Valilla, Adjutant for the DAV Department of Massachusetts, U.S. Army, and proud Iraq War veteran. I want to welcome all of you and two very special guests. Well, one we've kind of introduced already, but the other one, and your father is definitely looking down from heaven with tremendous pride. We are joined now by William Kelly Jr. Thank you, John. How are you, William?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Very, very good. And, you know, Dan Stack and I were just talking off the air 5 minutes ago, looking at you, talking to my son Ashton outside the studio. Oh, yeah. And he says, you know, he remembers you guys when you were small. And he looks at you, you're built like a truck. He looks at Ashton, he's built like a tank.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the two of you are talking, and he says, boy, they grow up so fast. And both of you really do.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got Ashton in studio with me. I've got you. William, I got to ask you, you're Kelly Financial, big supporter. You're obviously sponsoring this hour. Why do you in particular, why does Kelly Financial care so much about our veterans and especially the DAV?
Well, for starters, I'll say that without our veterans and without our armed forces in general, we would not have the things that we have today. And I know that we hear that a lot. We say it a lot, but we literally wouldn't. Like, if we did not take up arms during the Revolutionary War, we wouldn't have our country. So it's our fighters who protect us and keep us in this way of life. And you guys have probably heard that a million times now, but truthfully, that's the ethos of it. Pretty much, that's the core. And my father understood that, him being a veteran himself, and truly, we just love veterans, and we love the military.
There are many organizations, and I know you give a lot. You're very generous. Kelly Financial is very generous. Why the Disabled American Veterans?
It's focused and it's local. My Brother's Keeper, for example, same way. I've worked with them before. I've volunteered for them, and you see it. With DAV Massachusetts, you see it as well. And it's completely focused, and it's in an area in our community. And I think one of the best things you can do as an American citizen is help your community. Obviously, helping the grand scheme of things is great as well. I'm not denouncing that at all, but I am saying that I think a community focus is what makes it very special, and I have a lot of respect for that. And also, we've known you guys forever. You guys are amazing folks. So,
before I go to Dan Stack and Mike Valilla, Ashton, you and William have grown up together. You guys knew each other when you were both very, very small. How does it feel to see William Kelly Jr. in studio making a donation to the disabled American veterans. How does it feel right now, Ashton?
Well, I'm very impressed by him, and I'm very proud of him. I kind of wish I was kind of in his situation because I do not have a job. And
you have a job?
Well, not yet.
Okay.
But I do not have any money really to my name. And if I had money, I'd probably donate it to a lot of veteran communities, to the DAV, to help other people all the time. I love helping people. But I'm very proud because, like, he's like a cousin to me. I see him as a cousin. I see him as family. Likewise. I love him. I'm very proud of him. He's like my mentor in my life. I care for him very deeply, and I'm very happy that he donated money to the DAV.
Now we're going to ask him how much his donation is. In fact, maybe you can ask the question, Ashton.
Go for it.
But just before you do, so the audience knows, how old are you, Ashton?
I'm 15 years old.
Now, apparently,
March,
though, don't say where, but you're going to be 16 in March.
Oh.
And I think haters out there, but you're going to be getting a job at 16, correct?
That is correct. I will get a job at 16.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, we don't want you doxing yourself there, Ashton.
Yes.
So when you start making your own money and you get your job, which I believe you will, you're saying you're going to start making donations out of your own pocket to the DAV, correct?
Of course. I will donate as much as I can to the DAV to help them, to help disabled veterans, to help veterans in general. I'm going to do my best to help veterans that fought for this country, and I just care about people, and I wish that they have a great life. I just love people and wish that everybody didn't fight, in my personal opinion. I don't know why we fight, but I'm still young. I don't know everything about life. I can do simple math, but I can't say, oh, I know about marriage. I'm not married yet. I can't do that, but I wish that everybody
Okay,
has
all
a
right.
good
So,
life.
okay, Ashton, Sandy is giving me the hook here. So I want you to ask William what his donation is. Go ahead.
How much did he donate, William?
Kelly Financial Services would like to donate $3,000 to the additional $1,000.
Yeah.
And on top of the sponsorship, I would also like to donate an additional $2,000.
Are you serious? Out of
Yes,
your own,
sir.
this out of your own bank account?
Yes, sir.
$2,000.
Yeah, why not?
God bless you,
Life's been good.
Hey, I only have eyes for my wife, but I love you in a non-sexual way, my friend. We got less than a minute. Dan Stack, anything you want to say to William?
I don't know what to say to William, to be quite honest with you, because you made me cry the first time you called in, just after your dad had passed. And your dad has been a sponsor of our program since we started, and I can't thank him enough. But I know he's looking down, very proud of you. That day that you called in as a young man and donated what you had saved was something that just broke my heart. And you have done that every year since. William, thank you so much.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Dan.
you.
Thank you guys for this opportunity.
William, thank you again, truly, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. 617-266-6868 is the number. Okay, welcome back to WRKO's annual Radiothon to benefit the Disabled American Veterans, Department of Massachusetts. And this hour is brought to you by Kelly Financial Services. Now, we want to go, obviously, to Mike Valilla. He is the adjutant for the DAV Department of Massachusetts, U.S. Army, proud Iraq War veteran. He's with me right on my left in the studio. But before we go to Mike, we're joined by Betty in Quincy. Betty, thank you so much for calling in. How are you?
Hey, Jeff. I'm great. How are you? Listen, I can't thank you enough This is so amazing that you do this for our heroes. It's totally amazing, and I just love it.
Hold on, whoa. This is Ginger Betty?
Ginger Betty, hello.
Ginger Betty! Hey, I said Betty and Quincy, and the way you were talking, I'm like, that sounds like Ginger Betty. That is Ginger Betty. Ginger Betty! I'm so happy that you called. So I know you're a big supporter of the vets. I'm not surprised now why you called. Please keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, Ginger Betty.
Yeah, you got it, Ginger Jeff. I want to say this is so amazing. You know, all the veterans and, you know, the military have such a special and a sweet place in my heart. We have the GI Ginger Betty Foundation, and it's like the best thing about Ginger Betty's. We love sharing cookies, making friends with our soldiers, and we have Operation Sweet Salute. And, you know, I love the DAV, Jeff, because I've been involved with them for many years. A friend of mine, Mike Cheney, he brings them out on a boat every year at Harvey's Fishing Pier down here in Quincy. Everybody has a great time. And, you know, for us to just give a little sweet salute, cookie medal to them, you know, it just warms my heart, really. Unbelievable. And, you know, we've been doing this since 2007. We've traveled all around the country, like Knoxville, Tennessee. Some of the soldiers who, you know, passed in the, you know, on the coming out of, what you call it? Oh, my gosh. I'm covered here in frosting, Jeff. I'm trying to get the story out. But in Knoxville, you know, the people, and it's the families that are left behind, the withdrawal of Afghanistan. I mean, I drove out to Knoxville, and, you know, the look on the mother's face, we're just trying to create miles of smiles and Operation Sweet Salute and the flavor of freedom. We want to share that all around the world, and especially here at home with our soldiers. And listen, I would love to sweeten the pot over at Alma Noma's. I love Peppermint Paul, and I'd be willing to send a Sweet Salute cookie break to you know, the guests that he has that have win the dinner. I would love to do that.
Oh,
but yeah,
you're very kind. You are so kind. Ginger Betty, before I let you go, look, you're obviously well known on Kuhner Country, on the Kuhner Report, around Boston. Why do you in particular care so much about veterans, and especially our disabled veterans?
Jeff, well, you know, our veterans, they are the single reason why we are walking around here, living our lives free. They're, you know, they put their lives on their lines. They don't even know people, and it's just that proud American. They just do it. They don't ask for anything, and I think we owe them the world. I really do. And for these disabled veterans, you know, just to know that somebody cares, I mean, it really warms my heart every time I go to a DAV event. We bring the cookies and stuff. And, you know, I love getting these letters and pictures, you know, when we ship out the care packages. And people can go to gingerbetties.com if they want to sponsor a soldier, Jeff. We love doing that. And I just want to say, it's all about, and I want to dedicate this Veterans Day to Walter. Met him a couple of weeks ago, and unfortunately he passed. But it was about a handshake and a cookie break, Jeff.
God bless you. God bless you. Ginger Betty, where can people go to buy your cookies? I want people to support you because you do so much for our vets and our military. Where can people go?
Thanks, Jeff. Well, they can come down to Ginger Betty's Bakery at 215 Samoset Ave in Quincy. And if they can't get here, they can go to gingerbetties.com and we can ship cookies out. We will have an event we're going to kick off that people can come down, help package boxes for the soldiers, and to help write letters. They can look on our website, gingerbetties.com. We have
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Ginger Betty, again, thank you. You can go to gingerbetties.com, gingerbetties.com. I've had her cookies. I'm telling you, they're the best. The best cookies, period, full stop. Okay, let's go right now to Mike Valilla on my left. Again, the adjutant for the DAV Department of Massachusetts, U.S. Army, Iraq War veteran. Mike, I've got to ask you, I ask everybody, why the DAV, and what drew you to the DAV after your service.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
My pleasure.
So my story is not much unlike most of the stories we've heard today. I served my time in service coming home. I dealt with some of the effects of my service. I was going through some mental health issues. I had some physical health issues. I wasn't sure where to go and address these. I went to the VA on my own right, and there I ran into some other veterans and got to talking, as veterans tend to do. And somebody said, "Are you connected with DAV?" I hadn't heard of DAV at that point, so they connected me with a service officer that kind of laid the road before me of what was available to me, where to go and seek the proper treatment, care, etc. Long story short, a few years later, while I was working in grant management, helping veterans in my capacity there, one of the former national commanders of DAV kind of scouted me, poached me, and brought me into DAV as a national service officer at the time. So now I was the guy helping other veterans with their claims and benefits. Fast forward a few years later, I came over to the department end of things as Dan's assistant. And then when Dan stepped out of that role, I became the adjutant for the department. So now as the adjutant of DAV Massachusetts, I oversee virtually the entirety of it, our transportation network, our housing program, food pantry. We assist veterans with really any need that they may have. Claims and benefits, obviously, in our service corps is a huge piece of it. We go to the VAs and the soldiers' homes, nursing homes, out in the community, wherever veterans are, we are, to ask what is your need, and then we provide that service to assist them.
Oh, that's incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. Look, I want to urge everybody. Veterans Day is right around the corner. It's Tuesday next week. Let's not forget our veterans. You just heard Mike, the DAV. They've been with us now for how many years? They do incredible work. They're there for our veterans. They're there for them when it comes for healthcare, mental health, food, transportation, helping them get the benefits that they've earned, that they've deserved. Please, whatever you can give, call, be generous, give as much as you can. 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. If you prefer, you can vote online, you can donate online, my bad. You can donate online, dav5k.boston, DAV, the number 5, the letter K, dav5k.boston. Mike, what is the DAV doing? I know you cater to all veterans, obviously, but especially younger veterans. What is the DAV doing to help younger veterans?
Yeah, so great question. Across the board, all veteran service organizations have been increasingly having a harder time reaching that younger generation of veteran. What DAV has kind of done to step outside of that, like I mentioned earlier, we go where the veteran is to meet them. So now we're doing a lot of outreach events in the community. We're doing a lot of service projects in the community. We're getting hands-on and making creating opportunities for veterans to put a helping hand in. So whether it's installing a handicap ramp on a veteran in needs household, helping clean up or repair or landscape a local playground in the community, working at a veteran stand down and giving out food, clothing, etc., essential needs to veterans in need. We're kind of at the forefront of all of that, and giving these younger veterans something they can come and participate in, be proud of doing, instead of just sitting in, a smoky old hall, BSing with one another. We're giving them a mission to continue serving.
Good. I mean, excellent. Mike, I've got to ask you, we hear a lot, we see a lot, homeless veterans, veterans who aren't being given their health care that they need, that they deserve. How much is that is real? How much of that does the DAV help? How many homeless veterans have you encountered, the DAV has encountered, and what does the DAV do to help our homeless veterans?
Great question. Veterans homelessness is real. It's an astronomical number in comparison to our civilian counterpart. What DAV is doing is we're sending our members out almost as street teams. We're finding these veterans where they're at on the street. We're letting them know that DAV is there for them. A lot of times we put care packages together, with basic hygiene, supplies, warm blankets, jackets, etc. But we're educating them on where they can go and seek mental health and physical health care, letting them know that we're there to provide transportation to them at no cost, making them aware of our housing programs that we have here within the state, and that, we can bring them in, put a roof over their head, put a warm meal in their belly, help get them, to that next step that they need to be to. And our housing programs are one of a kind. DAV is a national entity. Here in Massachusetts, we are the only state that is into housing. And I'm proud to say that, of all the veterans that we take into these housing programs, we have over 95% of them that are leaving as first-time home buyers, because we take them in, we treat everybody as an individual, we don't put timelines on them, we charge them as little as we can so that we're not impacting their finances. We help them with repairing and rebuilding credit, accessing all of their benefits, assisting them in filing their claims and getting those through the finishing line, connecting them with any state or federal benefits that they've earned outside of that. If their goal is to go to school, we help them with those educational benefits. We're also able to help their spouses and dependents along the way with any of the needs that they have. So we're helping repair that entire family unit and take them to that next step in life. And it's a wonderful program.
Oh, God bless you, really. Look, please, to everyone listening, Kuhner Country, no American should be homeless. Don't misunderstand me. But no veteran should ever be homeless on our streets. And to me, it is a national disgrace. It is a national shame. It is a national tragedy. And that's another reason why I strongly support the DAV. We can get our homeless veterans, we can give them a place to stay. We can put them in a home. We can put them in an apartment or whatever, put a roof over their head. That's what the DAV does. It helps get homeless people off the streets. It helps feed them. It helps clothe them. It helps give them the mental health and the health care that they need and that, again, that they have earned. So please, whatever you can give, it's not the amount, it's the thought behind the call. 978-632-1985 is the number. 978-632-1985. You can also give online, dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. Again, please, every $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever you can give is so tremendously appreciated. And joining me now, the general, as they call him. He's going to be sitting down right next to me. We've had him on a couple times. Great to see you, General Johnson. General Ron Johnson is joining us. And by the way, this hour of our radiothon to benefit disabled American veterans of Massachusetts is brought to you by Post 1917 Steakhouse in Reading and Lexington. We're now joined by General Ron Johnson, retired, U.S. Army, Iraq, Afghanistan. Not retired?
U.S. Army.
That's what it says here, U.S. Army.
Well, they got it wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry.
U.S. Marines.
U.S. Marines, I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm so sorry.
Coming up on the 250th birthday, nonetheless, General.
You're darn right. I mean, oh, my God. I want to know who wrote those notes. I want him here standing tall.
It wasn't me, I swear to you.
God, I hope
And if that name rings a bell, and it should ring a bell, he was the general that helped us take Fallujah in Iraq, really one of the biggest battles of the war. General Johnson, true honor and privilege to have you on, as always. I've got to ask you, sir, you always come out to support disabled American veterans. Why?
You know, Jeff, now as you start getting older, you start to reflect back on what I have, what I've gotten. You know, the men and women who died in battle, wounded in battle, were young people, 17, 18, 20 years old max. They didn't get to enjoy the same opportunities that I have back here, living with a great family, my children, my grandchildren, and enjoying life. They sacrificed so much for us, and it's nothing for me to come back and try to give and to support those veterans that gave so much to our country.
You support many causes, obviously military. You're a military man to your core. Why disabled American veterans? What stands out for you about the DAV?
What I like most about the DAV is that they give. They're not takers, they're givers. You know, the return on your dollar, your return on your investment goes directly to support the disabled American veterans. As we start to look, we got to have to take care of our own. That's what we're here for. I feel blessed to be here, be able to give just an ounce of my time in order to support those that give so much to us.
Oh, amen. Please donate generously. You heard the general, 978-632-1985. They're standing by, waiting to take your calls, 978-632-1985. Again, you can donate online, dav5k.boston, dav5k.boston. General Johnson, okay, they're for the general, for him. Well, okay, I was going to ask you a question, a follow-up, but apparently we've got people on the line for you. You're a popular guy. They're not calling for me, they're calling for you.
Yeah, next week I'm going to have my own radio show. Jeff Kuhner's no longer going to be on WRKO. You're going to be able to talk to me. No, I'm kidding. Jeff's a great American. We love to have him. No, Jeff, I probably have some of the best friends in the world, and they're great Americans and always willing to help and support the DAV annually. And I'd like to throw them back on just to let our audience know what true Americans are there to help support us.
Oh, great. Okay, who do you want to get on first, Mike? All right, let's go to Paul in Salem. Paul Salem. His name is Paul Salem.
Paul Salem.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. No, because the way we have it on the board, you have the name and then the city beside it. Right. But that's Paul Salem. Okay. Paul, thank you so much for calling in to WRKO, the Kuhner Report, on our annual radiothon to benefit DAV of Massachusetts. You are on with General Ron Johnson. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing great. Hello, General. How are you?
Thanks, Paul, for coming on with me today.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's always a privilege. You know, the General is a true leader, so, you know, when he's on, we follow.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul, is there a specific question you have for the General, or do you want to make a donation, or both?
I obviously want to make a donation, but I do want to say that, you know, when you have someone like General Ron Johnson, who is from Massachusetts, just like I was born in Worcester, you know, these people like the General don't come around every time, and they're such great Americans that we're just so lucky to have people like General Ron Johnson. Let's us sleep in the comfort of our own bed while he's out there, you know, when he was out there in Iraq and helping protect America. And I'm just privileged to know someone like General Johnson. And I definitely want to make a donation. And Ron, you get to pick the number. How's that?
Wow. Go high. Don't go low. Go high.
Paul.
Come on, Ron.
All right, I'm on, Paul. So, Kath and I gave 6. How about 50K? Is that too much to ask for you, Paul?
50? How about 20?
How about 20?
How about 25?
No.
How about 25?
I thought, Ron, what did you say? Did you say 15?
Yeah.
No, actually, no. He said 50. Then you went to 20, and now I'm going to 25.
No.
We got 5. How about 25?
Oh,
25.
my God. I love you.
I'm teasing, Paul.
I love you. I love you, Paul Salem.
That's
I
amazing,
love you,
Paul.
my
Thank
friend.
you.
I can't thank you enough. We all love you. Paul, you are a great American. My God, man, you deliver.
No.
Well, I could see how you kicked all that ass in Iraq, man. You deliver, buddy. All right, we're talking to General Ron Johnson. I promise you're getting the last word. I promise. We're going to come back. We're up against a hard break. Other people want to talk to the general. Paul Salem, God bless you and thank you, sir. Welcome back to WRKO's annual Radiothon to benefit disabled American veterans, the DAV, and in particular, the Department of Massachusetts. Okay, the number again to call if you want to make a donation. People are waiting. Phones are waiting. Please be generous. 978-632-1985. 978, 632-1985. And of course, you can always donate online, dav5k.boston. We're joined by General Ron Johnson. He's to my left. We've got Mike Valilla at the farther end. And now coming in as well is Jason Caron. Distinct honor and privilege. He is the head chef and the owner of the post-1917 steakhouse in Reading and Lexington. And I'm telling you, the food there is incredible. This hour of the Radiothon is brought to you by the post-1917 steakhouse in Reading and Lexington. And before we go to Jason, we've got another friend of the Generals. Tom Haggerty is on the line. He has called now, it's been a couple of years now, a very generous supporter of our veterans, period, but especially of the DAV. Tom, thank you so much for calling in, and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tom. How are you, and how's your wonderful wife?
You know what? She's terrific. She sends her regards to everybody, and we're sad to see a year pass, but delighted to be talking about this subject again.
Tom, you've always been super generous. I've got to ask, why the DAV? Why our veterans? Why does it mean so much to you and your family?
Well, first of all, Ron's about as persuasive as they get. So, you know, anything that Ron's attached to, you know that it's a worthy cause. And you know, he said it best. You know, whatever we do here today pales in comparison to the incredible issues that this group of veterans has faced and what they do for us. So, you know, this is the drop in the bucket conversation.
Tom, we've got the general on right now. Is there anything you'd like to say to General Ron Johnson?
Other than thanks for your friendship, Ron, and thanks for your unending commitment to the men that you served with and the ones that came back not whole or didn't come back at all. It's inspirational. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it, brother.
Tom, I don't want to squeeze your arm here, but how much do you think we can count on you for this year, Tom?
Well, I can't let Paul go away without a tie. So count me in for what Mr. Salem did.
$25,000?
That's the answer.
Oh, look at Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
I love you, brother. Love you.
Well, as I said, it's just I'm honored to be a part of this. And Ron said the folks that are involved in this, the amount of time that they give, it's pretty easy to write a check. It's a lot harder to give, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours every year in a difficult situation. So I got the easier part of the deal here, and we're pretty happy to help.
No, it's pretty hard to write a check. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate to disagree with you there, but you got to make the money and you got to be generous enough to spend the money. Tom, you're an incredibly generous man, a wonderfully patriotic man. These are two unbelievable donations. First from Paul Salem and now from you, Tom Haggerty. Tom, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Please give my best to your wife, to your family, to everybody. And I know I speak for everybody at the DAV when I say that.
Well, thank you again. Delighted to be a part of it. It's a hallowed day, and, support is what we all need to do.
God bless you and have a wonderful weekend and a very happy Veterans Day. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, joining us now in studio, the man himself. He is the head chef, the master creator. He's also the owner of the post-1917 steakhouse in Reading and Lexington, Jason Karen. Jason, how are you?
Good morning. I'm great. I mean, what a morning I walked in. Wow. Nicely done, General. I mean, thank you for your service.
Well, now you know why we don't lose battles with this guy.
No, we don't, right? We come to play.
Yeah, like exactly.
Should have woke up earlier.
Jason, you've been also a very, very staunch, strong supporter of the veterans, disabled veterans. You've done very well for yourself. As the Jews say, mazel tov. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Why? Why the vets and why the DAV?
The DAV provides such great support for disabled vets. And honestly, somebody has to watch after these guys. They went over. They give us our freedom. We're here because of it. And if I could give back, that's how I want to give back, as much as I can, whenever I can. It's hard these days, but we do the best we can. And every Tuesday we do a Give Back Tuesday. DAV's been, I think, 3 or 4 months out of the year is when we give back to them. We sponsor the hour here. Whatever we could do, we put our best foot forward for.
If you don't, and if I'm getting too personal, please tell me why the interest in veterans? Why the interest in the DAV?
So I have both my father and stepfather, and I have a very close. Hopefully he's listening, John Freitas in Reading. He loves you, by the way. We're very close with a lot of veterans, and the DAV, again, disabled. They are probably on the forefront of what gives back to the veterans, especially disabled veterans. And if they need support, the money's going to go in the right place. It's not, there's no funny money. It's direct. It's really, here it is, and they give it right away. So I'm glad to see you back again 2 years in a row. It's becoming a nice tradition for Veterans Day. So I really like and I enjoy this time of year.
Oh, thank you, Jason. Really, you're very generous. You got a big heart. And you're a wonderful patriot. Thank you once again. Jason Karen from Post-1917 Steakhouse in Reading and Lexington. They are sponsoring this entire hour. 617-266-6868 is the number. Okay, General Ron Johnson had to leave. He's got to go to another event. But we want to thank him from the bottom of our heart for his incredible work and support today. Okay, if you're just joining us, welcome back to the WRKO's annual Radiothon to benefit disabled American veterans, the Department of Massachusetts, the DAV. If you want to donate, 978-632-1985, 978-632-1985. You can also go online and donate there. DAV5K, the number 5, the letter K. DAV5K.Boston. And again, this hour is sponsored by Post-1917 Steakhouse in Reading and Lexington. And joining us on the phone now is Andrea Gale Bennett, Department Commander, U.S. Army, retired Brigadier General, proud Iraq War veteran. Andrea, thank you so much for coming on the Kuhner Report. How are you?
I'm great, Jeff. Thank you so much for having me. It really is, it's a great opportunity to be here to talk to your listeners and to support the DAV and the Radiothon.
General Bennett, I've got to ask you, and again, I don't want to get too personal, and if I am, please tell me. I promise I won't be offended. Could you tell me just a little bit about your military service, obviously, and how did you find the DAV? What did it mean for you when you began to transition back to domestic life and really out of the military? Why was the DAV so helpful for you?
Okay, so a little bit about my military service. I joined the Massachusetts Army National Guard back in 1983, and I served for 35 years. I deployed to Paraguay, Kenya, and as you mentioned, Iraq. And I loved being part of the Guard. We're called citizen soldiers because we are part-time military and also in the civilian world. Like I said, I live in both of those worlds. And so my transition was a little different than active duty people. There isn't always a clear line when the uniform comes off and a new life begins. And so when I retired in 2018, I actually did miss that sense of purpose and connection that I had on the military side, and I was introduced to the DAV in 2019 by actually the current national commander, Coleman Nee, and just step back a little bit. My role in the Guard was as a medical provider, so just providing service to servicemen and women while I was in the Guard. And DAV allowed me to continue serving military people, and that gave me a new mission because, like I said, I was retired, and you know what am I going to do with my days? And so that gave me a new mission. They showed me that service doesn't really stop when you retire, and it just shifts. It just shifts to a different kind of service. So, yeah.
I'm just curious. I know you do a lot of legislative advocacy for the DAV in your current role. And what are some of the issues that you think are very important for veterans going forward?
Yeah, we do have a strong voice for veterans, both at the local, state, and national level. And we really look at things like health care access, mental health support, housing, just trying to make sure benefits keep up with the cost of living. And every year at our midwinter conference, we go to Washington, D.C., and we meet with our legislators to discuss what, have been decided are the priorities of that year. And the national commander actually testifies before Congress, and we push for policies that make real positive change in the lives of veterans.
General Bennett, before I let you go, to the veterans that are listening, why should they choose to get help from the DAV? What makes the DAV better, say, than other veteran service organizations, in your view?
In my view, DAV is all about veterans helping veterans. And even more, DAV is about disabled veterans helping disabled veterans. So, it's literally in our name. Everyone in the organization understands what it is to serve, what it is to come home, what it is to try to navigate life with challenges, and you don't have to explain your challenges. So there's a fair amount of grace that's given out. People already understand what you're going through, and that's because they've lived it too. And DAV also offers practical help. We help file claims, we help provide transportation to medical appointments, we offer connections and purpose. And so for me, it really was, continuing that mission. And so I would say to any active duty person, Guard, retired, whatever, join the DAV. Don't go it alone. Reach out. There will be support, and that's a way to keep serving, because service is in our DNA, and we need to channel that some way.
Oh, very well said. We have been talking with General Andrea Gale Bennett. Again, General, thank you so much for everything, for your service, for your patriotism, for, again, serving the DAV and our veterans. And I want to wish you not just a beautiful weekend, but a very happy Veterans Day on Tuesday. Thank you so much again, General. Thank you. God bless you, and please take care. Okay, let's go right back to Mike Valilla. He is the adjutant at the DAV for the DAV Department of Massachusetts. Also an Iraq War veteran himself. By the way, and I want to thank the audience from the bottom of my heart, we have now raised over $80,000. Over $80,000. Come on, Kuhner Country. I know we can get to 100,000. Call now if you want to donate. 978-632-1985. 978-632-1985. Mike, you made an excellent point to me off air, and I think it really needs to be stressed on the air, that when you give to the DAV Department of Massachusetts, it's local.
Correct.
It's not going to some national organization. You're going to help veterans here, Greater Boston, Massachusetts, in your local area, your local community. Please expound.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. You're helping veterans in your direct community within the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and that's why we are DAV, Department of Massachusetts. So there's a huge, barrier that we want to help clear up for folks. DAV is a wonderful organization. They absolutely are at all levels. If you go online and just type in DAV and you make a donation, to DAV, you're donating to our national organization, which that money is, in their hands, how they see to use it wherever throughout the country. If you donate to davma.org or you go online to dav5k.boston or call in this morning, as we've been giving those prompts out to folks of how to reach us directly, that money stays here within Massachusetts, and over 95 cents of every dollar goes directly back to veteran services. Our department runs in a deficit every year. It's a nonprofit, that's how it stacks. And every single dollar, every penny counts. It helps make the work that we do possible in running our transportation network, providing free rides for veterans to and from their medical appointments, to running our housing programs, keeping our pantry loaded and available for veterans and their families in need, to our claims and benefits, our service officers. Every single program we run relies solely on the donations that we have. We don't receive any money from our national organization to run operations here in the state. We do not receive any federal dollars whatsoever. We are 100% run solely on the donations that come in.
Oh, it's amazing. Okay, please give generously. So not only you're helping veterans, but you're helping local veterans here. Welcome back to our annual Radiothon to benefit the disabled American veterans, the DAV Department of Massachusetts. This hour is sponsored by Post 1917 Steakhouse in Reading and Lexington. And before I go to Kayla Valilla, Mike Valilla's better half, his wonderful wife, great news, Kuhner Country. We have now raised $90,000. $90,000. I can't believe it. I am so proud of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Obviously, this Radiothon is going to continue for the rest of the day here on WRKO. The number to call, 978-632-1985 if you want to donate. 978-632-1985. You can also donate, give online, dav5k.boston, DAV, the number 5, the letter K, dav5k.boston. Before we go to Kayla Valilla, Paul Wahlberg, incredibly generous, is now even being more generous. So as you know, we are auctioning an incredible dinner at Paul's world-famous restaurant. 8 people, 6-course. It's a feast. 6-course meal, includes wine. You pick the main course. I mean, it's going to be an experience, the meal of a lifetime. Paul will be serving the meal along with his assistants, and my Ashton, who wants to be a chef, is going to be there with Paul. So you're getting everything. Well, listen now to this. If we can get the auction bid up to $10,000, and we are very close to $10,000, Paul will do a second dinner. I swear to you, he's not going to do one, he's going to do 2. Come on, Kuhner Country, let's get that auction up to $10,000. We can do it and get over $100,000 before we even go to the financial exchange coming up next. 978-632-1985. Let's now go to Kayla Valilla. She is the military spouse, obviously married to Mike Valilla, who's sitting right next to me, director of the DAV Veteran Advancement Program. Kayla, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on here today and for hosting us every year.
Oh, my pleasure. Truly my pleasure. It's the least I can do. I've got to ask you, Kayla, what is your current role within the DAV? And in particular, how do you help veterans and disabled veterans?
Yeah, so my current role within the DAV is the director for basically our housing programs. We offer permanent and transitional affordable housing opportunities for veterans and their dependents. We do have 2-bedroom condo-style apartments, so we are able to house families as well, but in conjunction with wraparound supportive services. We look at everything as their veterans' wellness and recovery can look much different than that of another with a variety of needs. So here we really, respect the veteran's unique journey, and we walk along that with them. So we have a holistic therapeutic environment. We support veterans after their military service and navigating, civilian life, working through their service and non-service related past traumas, developing financial stability, and more. But we have a really great team here. With psychologists, clinical social workers, case managers, peer support's a huge piece of it as well. But we all work together to make that happen. I know there's been a lot of stories earlier that also kind of covered some of that as well, and the services that we have provided to some of our former residential clients. Kind of a testimonial, I suppose, in a way of, the services that we are providing and the work we're doing here. So all good things.
Oh, Kayla, look, you guys do the Lord's work. We're up against it super quick. Why the DAV for family members of veterans? I know you do so much for veterans, but very quickly, why the family members?
Family is a big piece of it. It's not just the veteran. I know a lot of people say, when a veteran serves, the family does too, so on and so forth. But, we work really hard to keep families together also. We've had veterans that come in through our housing programs, or just even, that we're providing services for that aren't part of our residential housing program. We're able to help them and reunite them safely, and with support from, our volunteers, membership body, and then also through, our specific housing program, through different supports that we provide here, as well. We always say too, if you want to make an impact, you got to start local, and we're fortunate where we have so many members and volunteers across the whole state. We really rely on those volunteers, our sponsors, our community partners to be able to make all of this happen. But, as I mentioned, where you've heard some stories this morning of some of the things that we've done, it's those veterans that, have been through this, we've helped them, and then you're seeing them also becoming part of our organization and giving back and helping veterans in their own local communities. Not just the veterans, but their, family members as well. Our children are a huge part in, volunteering and supporting veterans in their community. But the more people understand veterans' challenges and the barriers that, they're experiencing when they're trying to receive help, the stronger our collective response, I think, really becomes. And we appreciate all those who are able to support our
you're dead
efforts.
on. Kayla, you're absolutely correct. I want to thank you again for your service, for your patriotism, for everything that you've done. We're really up against it. So I want to get Mike Valilla. You do the Lord's work. Thank you so much, Mike Valilla. Bob Lynch of the DAV, thank you so very much. Again, please, Kuhner Country, if you can, give generously. 978-632-1985 is the number if you want to make a donation. 978-632-1985. DAV5K.Boston if you want to donate online. Ashton, why don't you take us out? Tell everybody a big bye-bye from me and from you. Go ahead, son.
Goodbye, Kuhner Country. Goodbye, America. Bye-bye.